Hello, I'm going on with Handel's Messiah. The cat's here. We'll see if the cat behaves today. This is the 58th day. Um, in scene one, I want to talk a little bit about the text today. I'll have more to say as we go. Again, I want to keep you watching this, but the scene one, as I've learned that it can be described, the text for that comes from Isaiah's prophecies, chapter, what is that, 40? Verses 1 through 5. uh, it, Most of this, maybe all of the text comes from the Bible and Psalms and King James Version. The text, also sometimes called the book that they're singing, or the libretto. If it were an opera, it would be called libretto, and that's probably what it should be called, I suppose. The text was not written by Handel, it was written by Charles Jennens. It is different. It is not dramatic. Like operas are usually, they're drama. They're like a play that's sung. Well, this is not dramatic. There's no clear narrative, not clear. There are no characters, and there's no dialogue. So what is it? Well, I used to wonder about that, and people happily sing this, and they sing the words, and they love the words, but what's the structure of it? How is it put together? Well, somebody said this, and I wrote it down as a quote here. It's an extended reflection on Jesus Christ as Messiah. I don't. It starts with the prophecy, which we're into now, and then the birth, then the passion. By this time, we're into part 2, and then the resurrection. The text for what is in scene 2, this text comes from Haggai and Malachi. Not very well known, I think. I mean, they're in the Hebrew Bible. There's 2 of the 12 minor prophets, they're called, and chapter 2, 6 through 7, chapter 2, Malachi 1 through 3. Now, turning to the music, the bass will sing, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts." But then an alto sings the next aria. I'm not sure if, I think this one's a recitative and this is an aria. That's unusual for me. I mean, usually I think of the bass as singing both of these. It surprised me a little bit. Now, on the word shake, when the bass is singing, there's a melisma. A melisma is when you've got one vowel, one syllable, and it's carried over many notes. In folk music, English folk music anyway, that almost never happened. Every syllable had its note. You didn't have melismas. But in Baroque choral music you do, and well, yeah, in Baroque choral music you do. And as I think I said before already, maybe not, that in Baroque choral music and vocal music, the composers basically treated the human voice like an instrument and asked the human voice to do things that instruments could do. It's a criticism of Baroque choral music, actually. But in any case, on the word shake, there's certainly a melisma, and it's done very fast. And it ends up being symbolic. It's symbolism, because his voice is shaking, and I will shake. Now, it's very hard to do that. It's very hard to do that. In my mind now, I'm using the performance that was uploaded on December 5th, the one that I can't yet name. I do want to say, though, that I suspect that that was maybe done in Holland. And what makes me think that is, well, it's in a cathedral. The singers seem to have an English accent, but the windows in the background have no stained glass. They're clear. And I think that might be a legacy of the World Wars. I'm not sure about this. I'll probably find out eventually. Listen for trills. Listen for trills. Trills are also very hard to sing. They're easy enough to play on an instrument, but they're very hard to sing. But, soloists, they just throw off trills, no problem at all. And I think you're going to find out as the performance goes on that sometimes the entire choir trills. I'll listen for that and point it out if that happens. This choir is tremendous. Well, in both versions they are. Embellishments or ornamentation. Now that I get these words mixed up, but a singer doesn't only, a soloist doesn't only sing what is on the page. They are expected to embellish it, to do fancy stuff to it sometimes. My dad, that used to annoy him because he didn't understand that that was part of Baroque music. He said, why don't they just sing what's there? Why do they do all this fancy stuff? Well, I don't know, it was the spirit of the time. I mean, people did embellish. You'll hear that an example of it in the Hogwood performance, the tenor on the word place, and the rough place is plain. The last time he sings place, he does this tremendous ornamentation. So you'll hear that. I think sometimes it gets overdone, probably, I don't know. Well, the tempo of "And He Shall Purify" is very fast. It seems to me that's just about at the edge of what can be done and still be good. But the singers sing it so effortlessly. And He Shall Purify, the melismas for the choir now, not just the soloists, for the choir, the melismas are extensive and they're fast and they're hard. But these singers just do it effortlessly. It's one of those places where in amateur choirs, this is a problem, this movement, and He Shall Purify, because amateur singers, they really can't do that usually, and it's a shame to sing it too slowly so that they can do it. But anyway, that's the case. I would ask you to start I guess for the time being anyway, I'm going to abandon Hogwood and go to the other performance. And at the 16th minute, third second, that's where that chorus starts. Well, I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. I really do love Baroque music, and I love choral music, and I love to see the faces of people when they sing and play, but especially sing. You know, it's like you can't hide very much when you're singing all out like that with no microphone, of course. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.